In this video we're going to go over a basic explanation of how to simplify algebraic terms using division. And the first thing we have to realize is that division is like a fraction. So for example, if I said what is 3 divided by a, another way of writing that is 3 over a. Conversely, if I said what is 7x divided by 14, that would be 7x over 14. And what we're actually doing in these situations is figuring out a way of simplifying them. So if we look at this and look at a particular question, and let's use just the one we just used a moment ago, where we had 7x over 14. What we need to do here is have a look at the different components of the fraction and work out how to simplify them. So if I draw a box around the 7 over 14, well, that's the same as saying 7 over 14, and that equals 1/2, because there's 1 lot of 7 and 2 lots of 7 and 14. And then we simply put the x where it's left over. So we're left with 1x over 2, which is equal to x over 2. Let's do another example. Let's say we have x squared over x to the power of 4. Well, this actually simplifies down quite simply, but the key point is that x is the same as saying x times x. So if you go x times x, and that's over x times x times x times x. And what we do is we cancel them out. Cancel those out, cancel those out. So on the top of the fraction we're left with a 1, because those are all 1 divided by 1. X divided by x is 1. And we're left with 2 lots of x on the bottom. So that becomes x squared. Let's move into something a little bit more harder, the next sort of step. Let's say we have 10x to the power of 3 over 15xy, just as an example. The key point is to break them down into their various components. So there we've got the numbers, here we've got all the x terms, and on this last bit we've got the y term, of which there's only one on the bottom. Let's deal with the numbers first. 10 over 15, what goes into both 10 and 15? Well, 5 does, and 5 goes into 10 twice, and goes into 15 3 times. So that's the 10 over the 15 simplified. X to the power of 3 over x. Well, that's the same as saying x to the power of 1 down there. And so we go 3 minus 1. Well, that's 2, because that's how you work out simplifying those algebra terms. And because there's more x's on the top, we put the leftover on the top. We're left with a y on the bottom. There's nothing on the top, so that comes on the bottom. And that's a very simple explanation of how to simplify algebraic terms using division.